I might just keep jamming out to that music. I know someone was saying that it's tired at this point. That's actually the FSL music as well. But yeah, so when you stream, you have to have the rights to music, especially for us as a company. So I get it. It's the same playlist that we've owned the rights to for a while now. But it is what it is. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Happy Vermeer pack release day. Hope everyone is having a great day. My microphone is like resetting itself, so bear with me. Yeah, what is up over here? It just keeps resetting back to one. So hello. Hopefully you guys, I'm just gonna have to like be close to the microphone the whole time today. Welcome in Dashnet with the raid. And yeah, mic is quite low. Let me just turn the music off. But yeah, I did not get fried. What are you talking about? No, yes, the lighting in here is what it is. It's all over the place today. You know what? That's okay. Hope everyone's having a good day. We are going to have 82 Studio joining us here in a moment. So really awesome to have a content creator and a modder on with us again. I think Dashnet, who just rated us over on Twitch, is the only other person, if I remember correctly, that has been on the spotlight so far that you can classify as a modder as well as being a content creator. So really cool moment in that regard. And we're going to have as much fun as we can with it today. We're going to share some info with you guys real quick, though. There are a few things that have been going on the last few days. My microphone is just not having it, guys, so apologies. It just keeps resetting itself. Anyways, let's share this info so we can get David in here. There it is. So the Vermeer pack is now available, including that self-propelled baler. Go get it. If you have the season pass, it's included. Otherwise, you can buy it separately on your preferred storefront. Don't really want to go into too much detail, but some cool stuff in there. I am really excited. I haven't actually got to play it yet, but I'm excited for this mower. It's going to be awesome. So that's going to be fun. And then what else have we got? We've got the Eero grape liners, so more grape harvesting equipment as well. I know there's been some issues for some people getting access to this. Please be patient with us. I've seen that things are kind of starting to fix themselves on certain platforms already. Others, it may take a little bit of time. But hey, more grape harvesting equipment, that's always a positive because we just don't have a whole lot of it right now. The first trailer for Pumps and Hoses is out there. And Pumps and Hoses is going to be so cool. I'm loving what Creative Mesh are doing with this. This one, of course, is not included in the Year 1 Season Pass, so please keep that in mind. But you can go watch that gameplay trailer now. I recommend that you do so after the stream. And then 1.7 came out yesterday. This is kind of in partnership with the Vermeer pack coming out. So there's been some changes in there. If you're curious, by the way, you can go to the changelog either within this document or if you're ever wondering where like patch notes are, if you go to the top of the Farming Simulator website and go to updates right here, then you can see all of the change logs, basically the most recent ones and then the archived ones as well. Okay, so that was pretty much like it on the news. I don't want to spend a lot of time with it because I think that we're going to have an awesome time and great conversation today. So without further ado, let's bring in our special guest. And we have 82 Studio with us. Say hello to everyone.
And well, welcome to your channel this time. I cannot say like hi do it usually, but welcome.
Yeah, it's really awesome to have you here, David. Your community's already come out in force. I see on YouTube. I'm
I
seeing a
see
lot of
that.
cool people in there. But yeah, it's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to get you on to the spotlight for a while now. And in fact, I was supposed to have the spotlight with you like next week because today is my birthday. And thank you everyone for the well wishes. So originally, like I thought that I'll take today off and we'll have you on like the 30th. But then it completely slipped my mind, and I kept telling people David is on the 23rd, like in the previous spotlights. Like we're gonna have 82 Studio as the guest next Tuesday. So we went ahead and moved you up a week, and it's awesome to have you here as our special guest.
Well, happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Thank you.
25 years never look better. If it was, I was saying that to you. If it was on my YouTube channel, you'd be embarrassed and running by now because
Right.
they do things that shouldn't be allowed. But no, happy birthday, and of course, honored to be here, and an absolute pleasure to be here with you, man.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here as well. And people are already loving our beard combo. You told
Yeah,
me like before the stream that your wife actually made you clean up before you were a
yeah,
guest on the stream. And hello to your
yeah. I
wife
was uh,
in the
I
main
was
room.
jumping I was jumping into my office, and she was like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "We have the spotlight. I sent you the link," and she's like, "Yeah, I know that you're going to the thing with Giant, but where are you going like that? You go upstairs and clean up that face." So so yeah. So thanks to my wife. She was actually in the chat in YouTube. Yep.
I love it. Yeah. Good to see everyone on there. Okay, so David, like the things, I'm going to ask you a few questions that aren't normally on the list just because you're a modder. But the first question I always ask people is, what was your first farming simulator version that you played?
Okay, I started with Farming 15, but very, very, very like my computer was not handling Farming Simulator 15. It was
Okay.
and but I got I mean, I got like hooked into it, and I tried my best until I been able to got a like a decent computer. And by that time, well, gaming was not on the list. I was in a project, an international project in my real, we could say the real job, and I was traveling a lot, so decided to buy a PlayStation and start playing during my trips, because it was actually enjoyable. The fact that you're waiting on an airport 7 hours, and I was traveling with my PS4 and my like portable monitor, and I was playing. I was playing. It was Farming 17, and then that's the one that I got me into it. That I was able to play, and well, I was like, yeah, that I like that, but just for playing. I
Right.
was
Okay.
not. I was not into changing anything uh, until 19. In 19, the madness began. Yeah.
So what was it like in 19 that finally clicked for you and said, I'm going to start creating mods? Like, what was that moment like?
Well, playing 19, during my gameplay in 19, I switched to PC when I was home. So I returned to travel again in another phase of the project, and I bring up my PS4, and I was like, "Where is all the stuff? Where is all the where are all the mods? There are not a lot of mods like variety of mods in like for console. So what's going on?" And that was already in 19, and I said, you know what? Let's get into changing some things and to creating some things that I would like to use at least on my computer. And I started PC modding only. I started doing mods in a quite big group in Facebook, which is Expendables Modding. A big shout out to them, because thanks to them, we learned a lot. And but that was only PC. I did a couple of collaborations with actually the squad with Grant. Some of his trucks were actually made by myself. And then when that travel began, and I found that there was not a lot of mods in console, I said, you know what I'm doing on PC with the branding limitation, I'm gonna try to bring into consoles as much as possible. And well, here we are, nearly 23 or 24 million downloads in the mod hub right now.
Wow. Then
Yeah.
that's just since like FS19 as well. Like, but
Yeah, that's half the life of FS19. Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
you didn't even start at the beginning of 19. It was like
No.
about midway through. Wow.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
which
we had
is
already seasoned and all the stuff.
what was your first mod that you created then, like that you actually put out on the mod hub for public use?
A 20-feet gooseneck trailer. That was my first. There were no gooseneck trailers on the mod hub, not even for PC, like gooseneck platforms.
Okay.
And I decided to do a 20-feet gooseneck trailer.
Okay.
And actually, when I submitted it to mod hub, it failed. It failed. And I said, well, you know what? I'll keep doing what I was doing. And my wife was there and told me, wait. Are you quitting? Are you I mean, I've never seen you doing that before. Are you really not gonna go through that? And well, here we are. She was like open my eyes and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna fix that, and I'm gonna make it happen, and it's gonna be there. It's gonna be outside, and that was the first one. That was the first one. Yep.
I remember like before I even knew you or had like talked to you personally in FS19. This was before I worked for Giants. I had started playing like a multiplayer server again with my friends. I was streaming it on Twitch, and we got the TLX like semi truck mods,
Hmm.
and I just remember like having way too much fun with like the D60 like engine sound,
Uh
just
huh.
like going down the road. I'm like, this is the best mod ever. Like my friends and I would just be like going brrr, like as we were like driving the truck around. Like we loved
And
it so
and
much.
it's tweaking. I mean, it's tweaking the engine, because in Farming Simulator there is actually no jailbreak.
Right.
Uh, what we can code in the game is a retarder, because tractors have a feature that's a retarder in the game. So what we did was to swap that retarded sound and to snap into a jailbreak. That's why it sounds when you release the gas. In
Right.
a real
Okay.
track, it shouldn't.
Right. It's still
But
fun though.
yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I love it. I love it. That's a thing that. But it's funny because the community and the like the thing that I always say, that give the people what they want. Everybody was asking for the jailbreak. We want the jailbreak. We want the jailbreak. We got the jailbreak when the mod was out. A lot of people saying, "Can you put something in the track to connect or disconnect the jailbreak?" And I'm like, really? So we do not have a jailbreak until now. Now we have a jailbreak, and now we need to put something to connect or disconnect the sound of the jailbreak. I'm like, okay, whatever. And it's there. It is there. So, but it's funny.
I
It
love
was fun.
how so did you have any experience like doing any kind of modding in other games before, or you just kind of jumped straight into Farm Sim?
No, I jumped straight into farm sim. I'm in my real life, something that always got me hooked was things with engine and wheels.
Okay.
If it had an engine and wheels, I love it.
Okay.
And I did quad racing, bike racing, pop car racing, and during 7 years I broke a bunch of things on my body.
Okay.
And then when I found farm sim and I decided to mod, and I say, wait a second, we have engines and we have wheels. So let's get into business. And since then I loved it every single moment.
Wow,
It's
interesting to me that like you just kind of got into it and now like you
It was
are,
Kermit.
someone that is looked to from like other people are already in chat saying like your videos, your mods have inspired them to create mods. It seems like you've been doing it for a while, but really it's only been what, like 3-4 years at this point, something like that.
Yeah, three years. The YouTube channel does not have 3 years yet.
Wow. Okay.
Not yet, because when I started doing it, no, there were no content share. The sharing content started the beginning of COVID,
Wow. Okay.
because my wife was like, "You are there in your office, just watching the time pass. We are enclosed. Remember that the country that I live in, it's not the first world country. So during COVID, getting sick was was really dangerous in here. Hospitals were not ready, and if they were ready, were extremely expensive. So
Right.
we decided to close ourselves into the house. So she was like, "You're driving everybody nuts because you cannot stay still. You cannot stay, like you cannot stay quiet in your place. So all that you doing, you put it on YouTube. You put it on YouTube. Let the people see what it is. Let the people. If there is anybody that can learn from what you do, just share it and share the knowledge to whomever wants to see it." Well, and here we are. Here we are. It's been an amazing ride so far.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, that's awesome. And like going back to what you said about like you had to make the sound for the Jake break just work by using another feature in the editor. Like even like game development from like studios are sometimes like the things that they have to do to get things to function in a game. Like sometimes it may be as simple as like, okay, we want this, so let's create this. But sometimes you have to use like five different things that don't make sense to combine them into like the thing that you're trying to
Completely,
achieve. And
completely.
as long as the end goal is achieved, that's like the main thing, right? But sometimes like I've seen some crazy things, not from our studio, but from other studios that have talked about like how they got like a simple feature, like I don't know, like a bump in the road to work, and they actually like had like a model of like a character that is actually like hidden under the road that is making that bump or something like that. Just as an example, like you can only do what like your engine will allow, like to a certain extent, and then you've got to like kind of piecemeal everything together. And I'm glad that that's not my role at the company. I don't have like any knowledge in this way, but there's some really talented people both at our company and like yourself and others that create mods for our game. That like I'm sure that you've had moments where you're like sitting in the editor, like, what the heck is going on? How do I get this to work? And
It
then
is,
the moment you get it
yeah,
to work, I'm sure is
and it
magical.
not only that, but we play with an engine that has limits. So you start coding, you oversize things, you do a lot of extra stuff. Not for me, I don't play, but for the people. And when you run the test runner, it says some things like think like you have more than 64 configurations, and it's like, wait a second, where does it say that I only have 64 configurations? Nowhere, nowhere. But it's written somewhere that only 64 configurations for colors. All these all these tiny bitty things, or any modder that is around collisions. When we deal with collision, it's like it describes itself, something that collides one to each other. Sometimes you hit something and you get stick into the wall and stick into the wall of the into the like the end of the world, and one collision goes through the other. And dealing with these kind of situations is like not only making the mod, but in gaming it and putting it together, making stable. It's very easy to mod for PC, very easy if you know what you're doing. It's because you don't care about stability. You can produce, like, for example, the one that I did for the squad, the F250 that I did for Grand. It was nearly 4 million polygons.
Wow.
It had more polygons than the entire map. So, but you don't care, because if his computer cannot run it, well, it's his problem. If anybody cannot run it, it's a third party mod. You just don't use it. But when you need to put something that is stable in all platforms, you need to be very careful. During the streams, people is asking, here, these, put that. Yesterday, for an example, we went the latest semi that I'm working on. We started at when you start the optimization process, it was 59 slots. 59 slots for a semi is crazy. It's a lot. Yeah, it has a lot of options, but it's a lot. We ended up in 39, which it's way better. So it's not the best, but the thing is, I can justify the 39 slots. I cannot justify the 57
Right.
because on consoles it's gonna be too heavy. So it's really really fun, but I found also like challenging. Put as much as you can without breaking the thing. It is challenging.
I love that though. Like, how have you found that transition now? Like, you started out just making mods for yourself, and then you started making them for PC. Now you're like most of your mods now, right, are being made for like all platforms. At this point, people in chat are saying like they love like how much effort you've put into making sure that they're available on console. So, how have you found that like challenge and balance of trying to make sure that they're available pretty much everywhere?
If you are going to mod and you're going to take it seriously, the most challenging way, the hardest path is through the mod hub. The testing is intensive most of the times. Of course, the testers are humans, and I can make a mistake. They can make a mistake. I can make 15 mistakes in my own mod, and I'm making one. I'm
Right.
making one mod. They are testing hundreds. Can they make a mistake in one mod? Yeah, of course they can. But going through the mod hub, that last filter of having a mod tested for the people that build the game and ensuring that it is stable everywhere. To me, it is like a stamp, like boom, mission accomplished. That's for everybody, and it is stable and it works. It's not only a huge oversized mod for PC that it shouldn't be in PC either because it's crazy. But it is a challenge, and I like challenges. The last track, when the testers got it, they're gonna say, "Oh my god, again!" It has. if you have to test all the combinations, we have nearly 3 million possible combinations in different options.
Wow.
You get the outcome, the possible outcome in combinations without considering colors. It's 3 million, three
Wow.
million different trucks in a single mod, and
Yeah,
it
that's
don't blow up.
crazy.
It don't blow up. that's, the, that's the most important thing.
That is, I'm sure, an important thing when
Yeah.
you're making a mod for sure. Oh man, I feel like we could have like an entire hour conversation about just mods. I know that like there's so many people, whether you're like experienced in modding already or like you're kind of new to it or maybe even just considering it, like these kind of conversations are ones that people are always keen to have. So hopefully in the future we'll be able to do like more specific like mod spotlight type things. We would love to chat with you more in depth about stuff like that, because for me, like, I'm sitting here and you know way more about modding than I do. I've never spent like a minute in the editor really. But I love that like you enjoy the challenge, because I feel like if you didn't enjoy the challenge, you would quickly like grow tired of trying to like create a mod.
It is. I mean, and I see it. I see it. One of the groups that we have in the channel. They're actually a small group of people that actually decided to start modding to create their own stuff. So, and I took them, and I'm no teacher. I'm teacher to nobody. I can share what I know, and I can share how I do it, the tools that I use, and I can share my mistakes. I can share everything that I did wrong and show the path that I follow, all the errors until I got it right. And I can share the way to got it right.
Right.
Now, and when we're trying, and actually there is actually some of them are actually about to release something. We have there in the chat in the YouTube chat. We have Schulz Modding, that is also it's a member of the channel, and he told me personally, because of you, I decided to start modding. And he is. He has his mod in the mod hub. He has several mods there. And today he released an update of the 4755, which is absolutely crazy. But it is also beautiful. No, so I want to mention DJ Goham there in the chat, because when I started doing these in YouTube, he told me, don't don't do it. Don't do the modding thing on YouTube. Many people tried, everybody failed. Don't do it. So, DJ, where are you? Don't hide. Where are you hiding? No,
Wow.
he actually said it at the beginning of the stream. I saw his message in the chat, and and yeah, he told me, don't do that. Don't do the modding thing live. It don't work. And
Wow.
well, here we are. Here we are.
Yeah, it's
I
it's interesting though. Like, I don't think that's necessarily. I wouldn't say that's completely bad advice, because he's kind of right. But something that doesn't work for someone else doesn't mean it won't work for you as well. So I'm glad that you've been able to find like a way to make it work, because there are so many people that want to know more about modding, and like you've definitely inspired people. You can see it, and just seeing as well, I think like lifting up the curtain a bit and seeing like your struggles as well as your successes is important for people to see, because it's not like you just go, okay, today I'm gonna make a semi truck, and this is what it's gonna have, and then you just sit at your computer all day and it's done. Like there's times, I'm sure, where you want to like just kind of smack the desk or just like walk
Oh,
away
I
from
did.
it in frustration.
I did. And actually, one of the things that causes delays on releasing mods, everybody is always asking, when is it going to be released? When are you finishing? When are you sending it to Giants? All the time in Facebook, in Instagram. Somebody even created a TikTok account. It's crazy. But uh, what I do is I can work on the 9000, for example, like intensively. But there is a moment that things ain't working like I want, that they are not flowing like I want it. Then I switch, and I either start something new, or start working on an update of something, or whatever. But I switch the subject because you definitely get worn out of struggling against the same thing, and always trying new things. Like the Fountain 22, people says, like, from the player point of view, people may say, yeah, it looks beautiful, it looks better. Well, it was a jump in, like, technology wise. We have things in the, like, different mechanisms in the game that we can actually go way more complex with close details. Like, for example, an interior of the tractor. The interiors of the tractor are awesome, are extremely high detailed. And when you zoom out, well, there is a technique in the game that allows you to just not render it. If you don't see it, it's not going to be rendered. Therefore, the game is way more stable.
Right.
Now, that is awesome, but it means that you have to build two interiors. One that is very, very simple, and another one that is a complex one. So it doubles the work. So it is you can definitely get worn out of working onto something every day and every stream. Yeah, you can definitely say, and I smashed. This is the third keyboard. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to. So there's people in Twitch chat mainly, like they're asking questions. This is not a QA stream, Q&A stream, so this isn't the best place to ask questions, especially about, why is this not working? Why is this not working? The Kubota pack, though, by the way, we never said that you would be able to sit next to each other in the Kubota tractors. From the get-go, it was communicated that the passenger script that was part of that DLC was only going to be for anything listed under the cars in the game. So the pickup truck, the Kubota sidekick, and etc. The tractors may come at a later date, but we have nothing to share at this time. That was the easiest way to get it into the game and have it be functional. But back to David now, because this is what these streams are about. Just every once in a while, I got to remind people, we will be bringing a solo Q&A stream back. The live podcasts are gone, sadly. Starting next month, there's going to be one podcast a month. It'll feature a guest, but we will have a Q&A stream on these channels that you're watching right now. It may actually be on Twitch only, but nonetheless, we'll have just a Q&A stream. Lars and Chucky do the German language community couch. We're basically going to be doing that, but on the English channel as well. So that'll be the time to bring in your questions for us, and we'll try to get them answered. Also, we'll have giant spotlights coming up soon where we'll have people from within our company talking about various things. It may be like the Mod Hub, or it may be about like the Platinum expansion coming out. We'll have that kind of stuff too. And you may be able to ask those people questions as well, but our focus today is on David 82 Studio.
I'll be there asking them questions about the
Oh
plan.
yeah, I know you will be 100%.
I'm gonna be there. I mean, there is things I need to know.
So I've only asked you like one question from my list so far, and
Go for it.
We're
Okay.
like 30 minutes in at this point. So let's fire a few of these off real quick. What was it about? 15 was your first version, you said, but you didn't really get into it until 17. You kind of mentioned that you've always been interested in pretty much anything with wheels and a motor. Is that what drew you to trying farm sim initially, or was there another aspect to it that was basically like, you know what, I think I want to try this game out?
It was recommended to me at the beginning. You know, these recommendations by Steam, because of the type of game that I play. When I was young, and another thing, now I'm not young and still being the other thing, cannot say it. The thing is, I got like worn of playing FPS, like games of first person shooters and stuff. I got enough of that, and I moved into simulation games. I like racing simulation games, and it was recommended to me by Steam. And then I said, I'm gonna get it. Like I said, in 15, I tried, but it was not working quite well. And in 17, I decided to go back, and it's the feeling. I don't know how to explain it. When you put the tractor into the field and you connect a plow behind, the game transmits you the feeling of how heavy it is, how hard it is to pull it and to go through the ground to plow it. and it's you have the feeling of the wheels in the ground. That's what got me into farming and to learning a bit how to mod and how to do my stuff. One of my favorite things to do in the game is mowing. I can
Same.
mow an entire map.
Yeah, I love it.
And I have to mention now, if you allow me a little bit of promotion of the Vermeer DLC, the mower that comes with the Vermeer DLC absolutely blew up my mind.
It's
How it
awesome, isn't it? It's so cool.
Oh, it's so. I mean, everybody's about the baler. It is cool. Don't get me wrong. It is cool. The wheels are weird as can be, but it is cool. It's not my thing. Whenever I did that, I what I do is just pick up with a collector wagon. I don't do the bales because I'm very bad picking them up, and then I don't know what to do with them.
Fair.
So um the mowing thing on the other side, I found it relaxing. I found it like I could do it, and I did it. I made that mistake because it was a mistake. People were not enjoying it. An entire 3 hours of stream mowing a map. We were just mowing up and down. It was the effects, how the game represents like the recent cut grass, how it spreads around the mower and everything. I love it. And then the plowing, just a slow speed straight line plowing, and and a lot of people don't understand, but you may not understand it because on your daily basis you don't have an amazing and extreme high level of stress. On my days, for an example, the level of stress, we aside of modding and aside of the game, is extremely high. So that moment that I sit down, connect the plow or connect the mower, and and just go straight and do something very simple, peacefully and slowly. To me, I love it. I, I love it. I found it extremely relaxing, and it works for me. A lot of people is like, "Why are you doing mowing again?" I just love it. It's relaxing.
Yeah. I'm with you. I love mowing in Farm Sim, especially as like a multiplayer activity. If you are bailing it, there's always just like it's one of the best things to do with like 2 to 3 people, and you can get it done pretty quickly. I love that, and I love that you talked about the mower and the Vermeer pack because yeah, honestly, personally, I plan to try out that. Well, technically, I've already tried out that self-propelled baler. Let's be honest, there are perks to the job after all.
Yeah.
But I've not actually loaded it up yet on my own save. But the thing I'm most excited about is the mower. I'll probably stick to square bales, and a baler that doesn't have to stop to unload, which I prefer. But that mower, getting up against fences and stuff with it, is so cool. Definitely excited to start using that on Comston here soon.
And the fact, like, going back, not only how it looks, but when I try it out, I recommend everybody to try that. I have to say, DJ Goheim is triggering me there. I have to say, sorry for everybody. I'm gonna destroy the word. You have to try that malware. Um, try it, please. There you go. So, um, you definitely have to try that piece of equipment. It is the first time I fired it up, I was like, what is going on? Why is folding just below the tractor like that? What's happening? Then when you start running it, it self positions. And the most surprising thing, the AI works. Sorry, I know it's a giant software spotlight, but the AI, it has another name everywhere, and it's not artificial intelligence. Uh, and it's surprisingly working working perfectly with this mower. You can change it, you can alter where it's going to mow, and the AI is going to respect it. It's going to do what it's supposed to do. It's awesome. So definitely try the mower. You
So,
people in chat, you shoo. Let me be.
while we're talking about mowers, I have to tell you a story because I see my friend Snebeg in Twitch chat, and he is a guy that I've known for several years. We've played a lot of Farm Sim together, and mowing is his favorite thing to do in Farm Sim. and in 19 we downloaded the TLX Moet, and I've never
Uh-huh.
seen a guy so happy to have like a like riding lawnmower. I'm like, this is gonna take you forever to do this job. He was like, I don't care. This is amazing. I'm loving this right now. So he also, I don't even know if he knows that you're the one that made that mod, but now he does, because I just remember the sheer joy he got out of just seeing him ride it around, and he was like, this is what I've been waiting for years in this game.
Actually, we have it already in 22. It's already released, and in 22 we instead of having three pieces of equipment consuming three times the slots, if you want to mow, collect, or mulch, we have one single piece of equipment, and the deck is detachable. You can detach it, and you can change how the deck is going to work. If it's going to cut the grass, if it's going to just throw a single line of grass, or if it's going to mulch everything. So the thing is, thanks to one of the followers of the channel, I'm working on a Batwing version of it. So
Oh, nice. There you
yeah,
go.
folding it folds in like a Batman. So yeah,
Awesome.
but it's yeah, it's gonna be something. No release days, by the way. Just saying.
Smart, smart.
Yeah.
All right. So what's been your favorite thing about 22 so far? You've played 15, so four. This is your fourth version of the
Mhm.
game that you've played. What's been your favorite thing about it so far, from like a player's perspective? Maybe not so
From
much like
like
modding. Yeah.
okay, from like a player's perspective, it'll be the productions.
Okay.
And at the beginning, the fact that seasons was integrated. When I heard that seasons was going to be part of the game, I was excited. The small times that I play, I love seasons. I love to speed up the time, and I love when it starts snowing and the snow accumulates and everything. So to me, the fact that having integrated seasons, and then the production chains, the old or so old cold global company, because concept kind of the same, to me was exciting. Was something. Then I don't play, but when I do play, I always try to do the green, the like the how you call it when you do the tomatoes. Words, David. The greenhouses. So I always try to do that, and I think that it's very, very, very innovative, especially for console players. Since I started modding for console players, I tried to bring things that were PC exclusive. In 19, we did a wrecker that was actually able to tow other vehicles around.
Right.
That was grounds that were reserved for PC. That was an area reserved for PC only, and we did a wrecker, and it was going, it was working. We haven't done it yet in 22, but I always try to bring things that were kind of reserved for PC only, and people in consoles were like, but why? Well, with having seasons integrated and having productions in the game, to me was a big change. To me, it was a big thing, especially for not only for console but for everybody. And it's one of my favorite things. One of my favorite things in 22. Yep,
Cool. Yeah,
definitely.
that's awesome to hear. And like, it's, I think that there's still like plenty of room for us to like grow as far as like the features that we can add to the base game that would make it possible for people on console to level that playing field out a little bit. It's always going to be easier for PC to have, mods like scripting and things like that. So hopefully, as things continue to go forward, the experience will get closer and closer to being the same. What about like maps on 22 so far? What was your favorite base game map? Have you been playing on any modded maps that stick out in your
I
mind at
really
all?
like Elm Creek.
Okay.
I was very excited in 19 with the Alpine DLC because it's from Europe,
Right.
and the place where I grew up in back in Spain, it is like that. It's high mountains, there is snow, and all these narrow roads and stuff. I've been in Switzerland myself, working for quite a long time, and I was very excited. Honestly, when it was released, it kind of it was good, but it was not. Uh, I felt it was very small. The feeling was putting all the mountains and all the other areas around reduced the gameplay area a lot. And I got the feeling that I was kind of enclosed into a very small area, and then the rest of the area, it was very nice, but but could have been could have been could have been better. In 22, I really love Elm Creek.
Cool.
It's where I test everything. I test everything there, and the map has everything for, I mean, for what I do. Elm Creek is beautiful. I even modded, like changed the map in ways that when I do a video, people is asking me, "What map is that?" Well, that is Elm Creek. That's that's base game, and I did nothing in Giants Editor. I did everything with the landscaping tool and the mods that are available.
Wow.
So, but
I
it's
I
it's
want to
beautiful.
shout out your videos that you've been doing. You've done it for the Kubota pack and the Vermeer pack now. I really love these videos because it's not like it's not you modding. I mean, yeah, you're using mods that you've created for yourself even.
Uh huh.
But like, yeah, these things where you're doing like the showroom floor type thing, showing off like all of the stuff coming to the DLCs. I'm loving these videos, man. Like, I'll share the Kubota one in chat now. I think this is the right link. You guys should go watch this later on. I find the creativity in these really cool. When you sent me the Kubota one a couple of months back, I sent it like straight to Kubota because I had just come back from being in Kansas with Clutch and Kubota, and I knew that they would like it because, like, I mean, man, that's some good like virtual marketing, right, for Kubota
The,
right
the
there, as well
the
as
thing
like the
is,
DLC stuff too.
to me, create the environment in the game. It's easy. It, you could say I lose a lot of time. I make a lot of mistakes, and then I need to go back and record again. And now the microphone was not good, and here and there.
Right.
Oh, that the recording, editing, and publishing thing of that takes roughly like 70% of the entire production time, in like including creating the mods for the record.
Right.
So, but yeah, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy doing it this way. I have the feeling that it's different. That it's
It's cool, man. I really
that
like them a
it's
lot.
it's something different to show the mod instead of just putting into the store and 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 do whatever you are going to be able to do. You are going to be able, when you got it, to go to the store and see it. You are not going to be able to do what I do on the video.
Right.
So that's the thing that I try to like to to give it a little bit more importance.
Thank you, Red Dirt, for the raid over on Twitch. Much appreciated, guys, for all the love today. What we got? How much time? We've got more time than I thought. We're doing all right here.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
What would uh, what would be your advice for someone that is interested in getting involved in creating mods for Farming Simulator?
Um, the highest problem, the thing that people found in everything is frustration. You get frustrated very fast.
Right.
There is no information. There is information, but there is no clear information about how to do stuff. Like, if you want to learn how to, I don't know, create a triple wheel, uh, you don't know where to look for. You don't know how to learn to do it. You need to go to an in-game tractor, find a dual, and then try to try to create the third one somehow. And it's frustrating. I got it like from the people that we have on regularly on Tuesdays, that I'm trying to show them how to do. We have Solar Guy modding in the chat saying pistons. Yeah, pistons makes no sense at all. I know, I know that. Uh, but the thing is that there is a huge lack of information of how to do stuff. Even myself, we have the giants exporter. So you create something in Maya and you want to export it. There is millions of options there. I don't have a clue what they do. I just use the classic one and export it. And if you go to Google and try to find information about it, well, there's nothing.
Right.
And if there is, it might be in German. But I don't speak German,
Yeah, me
and
either.
translating German, it's difficult sometimes. Also, translating to German is difficult. Sometimes they cannot get it together uh, in between themselves. But yeah, it's the frustration is the thing that you need to avoid. That you need to that I recommend you to know to acknowledge that you are going to face frustration, that you are going to be frustrated, and that the only way to feel better is to just go over it and learn how to do it and get it done. Yep.
Right. This is something that, like, I see people say a lot, about like more information, and we're always trying to strive to get more information out. And so we hear those, complaints loud and clear for sure. And hopefully going forward, we can start to be a little bit more transparent with information. At the end of the day, I think the biggest challenge that Giants has as a company is that we have a really successful game with a rather large player base, especially like when you consider that we're now like what 10 months nearly 9 months into like the life cycle of 22. We still have a lot of people that are playing this game every day, but we're still not that big of a company. So, and we're not one of those video game companies that is forcing people to work 80 100 hours a week because of crunch for this or that. We're getting our work done within 40 hours a week for every person that works at the company. So at the end of the week, you run out of time to get everything done. Even for me, like on the community team, like I'm doing these streams, I'm doing social media, I'm monitoring the partner program. There's so many things that we have to do in any given week that we run out of time. So hopefully, as the game continues to be successful, the company can grow and we can start to be able to have someone dedicated to more specific roles so that we can start to get information like this out. But kudos to people like you and others that have figured it out. And I think we realize even like as far as playing the game, it can be rather complex, and there's only limited information out there that can get you so far too. So with the academy, hopefully that's helped
I
some.
was
But
going to say the academy is awesome.
but
I've
at the,
learned a lot there.
yeah, it's great to learn stuff, but then still you have to go to YouTube to learn more or whatever, which is great for our creators. Like there's so many people that are in this chat even right now watching the stream that I had watched their content well before I worked for Giants, where I was trying to get information about a map or a mod or just general gameplay. So I think our community does a great job, whether it's a modder or just a player of the game that's creating content to be able to share like your struggles and your information with everyone else. I love that about this community, how well people work together. It definitely, I think, once you get into the community and you start involving yourself into getting to know people, the majority of the people are really kind and just willing to stop what they're doing and help you. So it's really cool to see that. And I hope that, as your journey continues with Farming Simulator and you're creating more and more mods and streaming your triumphs and your struggles for people, that they'll learn something from it.
There's more struggles than triumphs. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's the deal. I would like to read something that is there in on Twitch by
Okay.
Hammer. He's saying frustration is part of the process in learning new things, and at the end, when it works, it's just gratifying. Exactly, exactly. Now, sometimes you fail 2 times and then you succeed. uh in here you should expect to fail 50, and then and then and I mean myself, during my streams I can fail myself I don't know how many times, and I need to control myself with a warning because now why is this thing blowing up? People love it though. When I'm trying something in a new mod, or like when we were putting in the new suspension that we have, the first time that we put it there, it blew up and it went to the sky. Boom. And people love it. I don't. To me, it's like, but why? And everybody likes it.
Oh,
Clip it, do a short with it. And I'm like, no, that's failure. That's not what it's supposed. That's not what's supposed to happen. I learned another way of how not to make it work. But but yeah, in the end, when it works, it's like, yes, I got it. And it's very, very, very gratifying indeed. It is.
Well, I'm glad. I mean, the thing is like, even if you're not a modder and you're just a player of the game, like you're anything you do in life, really, you can get frustrated by at some point. But the ability to overcome it, I think, is what sets people apart. So anyone that is successful at anything, didn't just it happen overnight and didn't have their struggles. I can tell you that from experience too. Once you start
Yeah, yeah,
realizing
you're
that,
right.
like, you are going to struggle, but also like being able to kind of remove your ego from the situation and be willing to listen to other people, their struggles that they've gone through, listen to their advice. Even like the tiniest thing can like be changing, like life changing for you if you're willing to be open to that advice. Now, sometimes people will just give you bad advice, like DJ Goham telling you that you should never do the modding and
Big
YouTube
shout out.
thing.
Big shout out to DJ.
So sometimes you should just ignore people's advice as well.
No, but by that moment, I have a choice. I have to choose: listen to DJ or listen to my wife. So I mean, you gotta
You made
listen
the
to
right
your wife.
choice, David.
Yeah,
You
you
made the
gotta
right
listen to your
choice.
wife, because otherwise, and you better make it work. Because if you listen to her and it don't work, now you are in trouble. Now you are in trouble. Hopefully
Yeah.
she's not watching anymore. Because I'm gonna lock the door.
Yeah. I've seen these stories about shoes flying.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
watch out,
She's
David.
Yeah, no, I locked the door. No, it ain't happened. No,
Uh,
nothing happened. I'm safe. Don't have food though, but I'm safe.
Oh wow. Okay. It's fun. We give DJ so much praise on these streams. It's fun to give him a
It
little
is.
a little poke in the ribs every once in a while. It's great to see how many people are inspired by each other in this community though. And like you and DJ have become friends over the last few years.
Yep, yep.
And so it's fun seeing people joke with each other. It's one of my favorite things about this community. Yeah, I feel like you haven't made it until like your friends start giving you a hard time about things, right? So
No, no, exactly. And also the feeling that, oh, damn it, sorry, you got me the show. I shouldn't. Why is not? She unlocked the door. Why did done? Okay, whatever. That was not supposed to happen. Anyway, so I don't know what we were saying. Something. Somebody that must be somebody on my Discord, on my channel, sending her a message. Throw a shoe. Throw him a shoe. Throw him a shoe. Oh. Okay. Anyway, anyways,
oh wow.
I lost what we were saying. We were trying to be serious. No, we were talking about DJ. That's not gonna be serious. Um, when we get to meet like some of the people in the states the first time, you see them for the first time. You never seen them before, and it's so natural. You feel. I mean, it's natural. You never seen these guys before, but you know them. You know them a lot. One of the things that is unique about internet is that it needs no commitment. If you don't like me, you will close the video, and that's it. And you'll forget about what I'm doing, forget about farming, forget about something that you don't like. You don't have to be there if you don't want to. Those who are actually here today is because they want to be here today. They make the choice to be here. And that is absolutely awesome, because it's there is nothing forced. There is no obligation. Everybody's here because they want to be here and they want to be part of it. And
Right.
that is what makes this community an amazing community. It's awesome.
Yeah, I love that, and it's often forgotten. I think about like you said, people have made the choice to spend their time with us, and it's always cool to see that. And you start to see the same faces around like a lot of the streams as well, and it really is a community. I know that you got to. I believe you were one of the guys that joined DJ and some others like for an in-person like get together. When was that?
In
A few months
Yeah,
back.
it
Yeah.
was. Yeah, it was in July, back in July last
Okay.
year.
Right.
And oh, May. I don't remember. This COVID thing got my
Right.
mind all confused. I believe it was this year or last year. I don't remember, but and it's a date, so I don't. I have no dates are not made for me. But the thing is, yeah, we were there. We get to. It was no YouTube, no farming. It was about the people around. It was about the persons, getting to know the persons, and it was awesome. It was amazing. There it is, driver 53 with the day in the chat. July 2020, March 2022. Well, I don't. Yeah, that he got it all confused too.
Oh, I love it. It's still cool, and I'm glad that like being at FarmCon and TwitchCon was great, and hopefully like here soon, like we'll have some events around North America too. Maybe you can make it out to one of those in the future, David. But being able to see people in person again, well, for me it was the first time being a member of Giants. It's cool to be around people that love this game and see their passion for it. I love it. Like everyone in chat's now making fun of like the dates.
I know, I know, I know. I mean, I made a mistake, and I'm proud. I can say it. I'm proud of it. I choose to got married on the day that my father-in-law was his birthday, because I said, you know what? I will remember then. I won't forget my wedding because it's my in-laws' birthday.
Right.
So, and then I remember, and then I forgot two dates: my in-laws' birthday and my
Oh
anniversary.
no.
So yeah, I found a way to forget two dates at once. So it
uh,
didn't work at all. It didn't work. But yeah, yeah.
uh,
You say Alex, what you saying? Alex, shoot.
what would you say? We've already been kind of talking about this, but as the stream is starting to get to the end of our normal time here, let's get through these. We've already been talking about this a bit, but what's your favorite thing about the farm sim community? If you could summarize it.
Everybody gets together, or kinda gets together. There is people, of course. Haters will hate. That's their nature. They wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and they say, "Who am I gonna hate today?" That's what they do. But other than these kind of people that is everywhere, the community here is amazing. Like, for example, the other day there was a post of a map not being released, and with some problems. Black Sheep Modding jumped into the post saying, "What do you need? How may I be of service?" Lancy Boy, another big map creator, jumped in and said, "How may I be of service? How can I help you get this done?" And myself, I offer myself. I know nothing about mapping, but hey, if there is something I can do to help, just let me know. This thing, again, it's not forced. It it just happens. There is no one sending a message to Black Sheep Modding, asking them to create a post on Facebook to try to help somebody. No, they saw that post and they say, "Hey, how may I help you?" That's what I really like about the community. That it's the fact that it's a small community. It's a small community because it's a farming simulator game, and the reach of the people, the amount of people that it's gonna decide to sit and play and how to simulate a farm. It's not like the amount of people that is gonna sit down and play Call of Duty.
Right.
It's not the same. But that's what actually makes it like amazing, because it's tight, and everybody knows what's going on. Everybody knows if there is a problem, and I love it because it's like a huge family. But in the end, family, sometimes you don't get along, but hey, they're there.
Right. Um, I love that, and it's definitely the case for some other games that like there's games that I've played that I enjoy the game, but the community actually makes it like not enjoyable. Like, especially like a competitive like shooter, for
Hmm.
example, like sometimes that community can be so like toxic that it like pushes you away from enjoying the game. Whereas a farming simulator, once you start playing the game, you fall in love with it, and then you start seeking out people that also love the game. You want to learn from other people, whether it's on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or wherever, or Discord. And then, like yourself, you got into modding because you saw a need for certain things that you wanted in the game that other people weren't making. But then, like once you start getting into the community of Farming Simulator makes your experience of the game way better. You're learning from each other. You're also just hanging out, providing each other like with conversation, getting to know one another. There's so many people that are super kind and helpful in this community. I love it. So I think that is definitely a strong point of this game. And I always encourage people that are newer to playing Farm Sim, like if you're having struggles trying to get into the game, seek other people out. Go watch YouTube videos, get into streams, get in our Discord. People are always willing to, kind of chat about the game and help each other along. I love it.
Yep, it's one very unique community. I know other communities. I played other games in the past, and like you said, especially when there is competition, things usually get ruined. In here, when we play and we got a competition, it gets even funnier. The
Yeah.
bailing competition and the I mean, I got it on the Farming Simulator League. Things get serious, and you see that when people make a mistake, when people fail, yeah, you can see the faces of the guys like, but
Yeah.
that's a whole other level. That's another story.
Right.
When we sit down here and play, and we have a competition in between comas, it gets even funnier because it usually ends up in a mess, or with fun situations, something to laugh and something to share about. It's awesome.
Right. Like
It's awesome.
that event that we did with Clutch and
Uh-huh.
DJ for the launch of Kubota,
Yeah,
and we had
with
the
Cheater
Kubota
Goham.
marketing people in there.
Yeah, Cheater
Uh,
Goham was there. Yeah.
Cheetah Goham. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
How many cotton bales did we spawn in
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. And all of a sudden, oh wait, how do they get that fast up there? They are teleporting, but we're not supposed to. Oh yeah. Oh, nobody said it. Oh, but then we were not able to use the AI workers as we wanted.
Oh.
No,
I remember
I.
like picking you up.
Mm-hmm.
You were driving the sidekick, and I picked you up and like took you and put you on a roof with super strength
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, always a fun time.
Yeah.
But Kubota knew what they were in for. They loved it. I told them, yeah, don't expect anything serious when you tune into
No.
this.
No. 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 No.
This is gonna be wild and
I mean,
crazy.
it was Clutch. It was DJ. That ain't gonna be serious. Ain't gonna be serious.
All right. It's time to ask my favorite question, the last
Okay.
question I always ask people. I'm interested to see your perspective because you are a modder as well.
Hmm.
First of all, my disclaimer looking into the camera at everyone out there, this is just us dreaming. It has nothing to do with anything that could be, should be, or will be coming into the game. We're just going to speculate here. I'm going to ask David to dream big. But 82 Studio, if you could dream big for the future of Farming Simulator, what would be 1 to 3 things that you'd like to see added into the game?
The main and it'll be a huge game changer. We have something close to it in PC, but it'll be ground, like real time ground deformation.
Okay.
When not landscaping the ground,
Right.
like ground deformation, not only because you get an excavator and you dig a hole in the ground. No, ground deformation because you use the wrong tires. Ground deformation because your tractor is very heavy, so your field gets deformed. Um, it'll be the rest of it. It can come within time. We are getting apparently, and I don't know if it's a disclaimer or not, but I saw a winch coming with the Platinum DLC. I saw a yarder there, and it needs to be there. And that's I was going to ask for it, but I saw at least the mechanic of something closer to a winch. It is there on the videos, and it was shown for a small second. I actually clip it on the Gamescom, the face of Stefan, like up jip up change switch the machine. I was not supposed to show that. And I have it clipped there, and I shared it because that was a yard. And if I have to ask two things, it'll be ground deformation and that mechanic that is already, apparently it's something closer to it, it's already coming. which is something to be able to pull and to drag things around. Now, I don't see it only as pulling a piece of a log around. I see the possibility of attaching dynamically two pieces, and that opens an entire world of possibilities, an entire world like very big. So in terms of the game possibilities, but
Right.
definitely ground deformation. I'm not gonna ask two, three, four things. No, only one. Ground, real and real time ground deformation.
Okay.
When it's asphalt, it don't deform. As soon as you smash the grass, you, it's not only the crop destruction that is fine, but actually the effect of driving over like recently cut grass and all this stuff, like we have it, there is the technology is there. It's not something that it will be uh like groundbreaking technology. No, it is there. It exists in other engines, so it can be done.
Right.
Now, for Giant Engine, for our loved farming simulator game, being able to make a mistake and step into a field that is recently plowed and just get stuck because it was recently plowed and your tires were not up to the task. Things like that, like ground response and ground deformation, that will be absolutely amazing.
We definitely get that one, quite a bit as feedback.
Mhm.
It's the first. I don't know if you're the only one that said it in the spotlight, but I feel like it's only one of a couple times that it's been said. But I definitely hear it from within the community quite a bit too, especially because there are games out there that have sort of this thing built in. I think it's important to remember that, like, if it's possible first, we may be able to do it. So I get why people want to see this, but at the end of the day, we have to take all of this advice on board from people like David and everyone else that sends us feedback, and then we start to put it like into like, how often are we hearing this? Are we hearing this a lot? Are a lot of people saying this? Okay, now you take that list and then you have to see, is this possible? Is it achievable? We have to make sure that everything is able to work smoothly when we add it into the game. But the great thing is that modders are able to achieve certain things on their own that aren't in the base game, that maybe are a little bit more complex. We have to keep that in mind, right? But I love those suggestions, and I always love when you brought up the whole winch thing in the platinum edition. I love when people talk about these things, because like I can just imagine, like, if I went back and watched, my face is just like, just a smile, like a blank stare, like give away, no emotion. We'll leave the leaking to Leakerton, to Lars, the community
I mean,
manager.
that was not him.
Yeah,
It
that was
was no
Stefan, right? Yeah.
Leakerton. It was Stefan that pressed
I
the
I feel
left
like
instead of the right.
I still feel like he acts like he did that on accident, but you never know. He totally could have been like, let's tease them a little bit, because he knew people like you and
Okay.
others would be like, oh my god, did you catch that for that split second that he messed up? Like DJ Goham, we're talking about him again here on your spotlight. This is not about him, it's about you. But like his whole thing about the Kubota like teaser as well, like, are
Oh,
people
that
from
was
within.
and the circles
Yeah.
and the concentric circles. And I when I saw that video, it was like, what was that coffee you got in the morning? Are you sure?
But we
That
loved
is
it. It was
crazy.
completely out of like left field, but the people within the company loved it, because like he wasn't right, but he wasn't necessarily wrong in the end. He was able to get there in one way or another. But yeah, we love when people like speculate on things. It's really fun for me to sit back, and especially when something is coming and people are speculating, like, oh, I wonder if we'll ever see this in the game or whatever, and I'm just over there like, so I'm glad you caught that little mistake by Stefan with the yarder. I don't want to say that I was messed around with it in game recently, but
Oh, don't say it. Don't say it.
yeah, so I won't say it, but
Okay.
I'm
No, no,
looking
you don't
forward
get
to
it.
this
Don't get in
expansion.
trouble.
Someone was talking about I saw in the Twitch chat, a bit ago when we were talking about these features, and you were mentioning like the ground deformation, the winch
Hmm.
from that you've seen in the yard or that you saw in that little split second. Someone was like, "You think we'll ever see like an expansion like for mining like we saw for forestry?" I really doubt it. It's not necessarily like farming at the end of the day. A lot of people like to debate that neither is forestry, but I mean, you plant a tree, it grows, and you can harvest it. So for me, it's pretty much the same as farming, and it's a really big industry, especially in certain parts of the world. So for forestry, this platinum expansion is like our first time that we've expanded forestry in the game since it was introduced in 15. So as far as like things that are coming in the future, who knows? I'm not at a level in the company where I make those decisions. That's left to other departments. And then once things are out, that's when I come in. I start communicating them to you guys and sharing them out, doing the marketing bits and such. I think the future is bright for Farming Simulator. So you know, you never really are going to see um, like things coming out overnight, but the future is bright and things are going to continue to grow as long as the game is supported by people like it is. We're going to keep growing and pushing the envelope forward. So keep giving us that feedback. I know a lot of you have been keen to also share your ideas, but definitely in the future with the Q&A stream, bring your kind of questions to that. Those will be the places to do it. Basically, before we wrap up, just so you all know what's kind of coming down the pipeline from us at Giants, we are going to take everyone's at Gamescom pretty much in the company except a few people, myself included, being in the U.S. office. So Gamescom's happening this week and weekend. There's going to be some information released from us about the DLCs that you've already seen from FarmCon. There's not really any like super new and exciting things. We've already announced all the DLCs, but you'll get more in-depth looks on things like that. There's going to be more information about Platinum and pumps and hoses, especially. And then we're going to take like a short break and kind of reset everything. Come back in September as far as like content from like the community and content teams go. So I already mentioned the podcast is moving to once a month. It'll be a little bit more concentrated on like a fuller schedule of content once a month. We're not going to have it every 2 weeks. It'll always feature a guest, and we'll have like a little conversation with the guest. We'll have more information shared throughout. But then we will be doing the Q&As in a separate stream. And then we're going to do the spotlights a little bit differently. They're not going to be every week like they have been. We're going to kind of switch it up and add in some other
Monthly?
types of content too. So looking forward to that. But yeah, 82 Studio, it was awesome to have you. I think your link is out there
It's there.
in
Thank you.
YouTube
Thank you. Thank you.
already. And definitely everyone, make sure you guys, if you're on Twitch as well, let's get that link in there as soon as we can. And you guys should go
Can I ask something
follow David.
about the upcoming
Yeah, sure, of course.
Gamescom? You mentioned that there's going to be gameplay about the, of course, the as soon as the Platinum DLC it's closer, there's going to be more information. I hope that we start seeing the Friday fact sheet soon. Do you think that the gameplay on the FarmCon is going to be an extended one or a different one? It's your opinion. It's not what you know. It's about, if you have to
Right.
guess about what's going to happen in the Gamescom, do you think that there is going to be nothing new to announce because it was announced, but
Right.
a different type of gameplay, maybe more like focused on the DLC, on the expansion?
Yeah, I would expect to see like a little bit like more in depth type of things, right? Like we've already had the announcements out. I know more so like that there's going to be gameplay for pumps and hoses. We announced that along with the trailer. You could see, I think it says it right in there in the news that it'll be talked about at Gamescom. Maybe that was somewhere else. But yeah, expect more in-depth stuff. Definitely,
Okay.
like, you're not going to see anything new announced, but you'll see things that are going a little bit more in depth. And you're right. Like, the fact sheets, honestly, I don't know how the fact sheets for Platinum are going to work out, because if we were only going to do like 3 or 4 pieces of equipment a Friday, we would have had to have started like weeks ago. There's
Well,
so much.
you can do 10 pieces of equipment on Fridays.
Yeah, I don't even
Give
know if that
something
would
to
be
do to
enough time.
DJ.
Yeah, I don't know if there would even be enough time to do 10 a week leading up to the launch. There is so much equipment coming as part of the Platinum expansion. It's kind of insane, like how much equipment you're getting. And what's gone missing as well is like, of course, because the Platinum expansion is focused on a forestry map, there's a lot of forestry equipment that's being added in as part of the expansion, but there's also some like agricultural like focused equipment too that's coming in as part of it. I think even in like one of the screenshots that we released or are about to release, I may be actually leaking something now. There is,
Go for it. Go for it. Keep it going. Keep it going.
um,
A lot of people is leaving. It's only you and me.
yeah,
So
yeah, right.
about that
But
screenshot.
yeah, there's a screenshot somewhere you'll see soon, and it's part of the Platinum like announcements, and it clearly has like a tractor sitting in front of an animal pen, so not really forestry related. So of course, there's going to be a lot of forestry equipment, but you'll also be seeing like just the sheer amount of stuff that's being added is insane by forestry companies, companies that already for their agricultural equipment. There is a lot being added, so definitely, I think it's a good time to be excited for the game. I know that like some of the DLC so far, people haven't been like as into them. They've been like a little bit more limited on the content, but like the big ones are now about to approach, right? Like the Platinum expansion is not just a DLC pack; it is an expansion. It has a map. It has a ridiculous amount of tools, and then Pumps and Hoses is so cool. Like this whole like system.
I was going to say one of my and I was talking with DJ about that. One of my favorite things that was released back in 19 and it was released also in 22 was the manure house, the manure system by Webster. That was amazing.
Yeah,
And when I saw what they did with the pump and hoses, oh my god! I usually don't play, and you don't play. I don't do slurry neither, like BGAs and stuff. But I'm gonna do those.
yeah.
I'm getting it, and it's not included. People say, "Oh, it's becoming," sorry if I'm not allowed, but yeah, people is saying that it's a pay per play game. It's becoming a pay per play game. No, effort usually comes at a price. Usually, when you go to the supermarket and you get a tomato and you buy a tomato, you buy a tomato. Okay, you pay for the tomato. You don't ask the people to greet you for free. You buy for it because somebody take the effort to plant the tomato, harvest it, and put it in the supermarket for you. It is the same. The people at Vertex Design, Creative Mesh that they're doing the Pumps and Hoses DLC. There is people that is working, and work it's meant to be paid. So I'm gonna get the Pumps and Hoses DLC,
It's
and I
really cool. I
recommend to
mean,
get it.
I
I
think
recommend
that
it.
it's a huge moment to like. This is not a DLC or game that we've developed. We're publishing it. Creative Mesh have done the entire process. They came to
Hmm.
us with this idea and said,
Hmm.
"Hey, we've got this cool idea. We think we can achieve. Here's how we see ourselves achieving it." And it was kind of like, all right, well, let's see what you can do. And now, like, people are super excited for this. One of my favorite moments from FarmCon is that on the Thursday we announced, like, what all was coming in the DLCs. Pumps and Hoses was one of the things we announced, and people within the community instantly were like, okay, but what about like if Wobster wants to make like the manure system like mod and like have the hose systems, like what's he gonna do now? Like, and we knew that like Wobster was working with Creative Mesh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No.
So like we were kind of deflecting, like, oh well, who knows, we'll see. And then on Saturday he came out on stage, and like I swear, like I think some people's faces melted like when he came out on stage, like, oh my god, it's Wobster. People were so
Of course.
excited to see him come out. But yeah, like I think that this is a huge moment, and even if like even if you don't think that like this is something that you would normally use, you have to admit it's pretty cool. Like in the game, like I
Hmm.
I am amazed by this game all the time and how much that I can learn about things I had no knowledge of previously. I had no idea that this like umbilical system of like slurry distribution was a thing, but it is widely used. And to see it
Yeah, but
be
I
added
did
to our
not see
game
it.
is
I mean,
really
I did
cool.
not know. I know nothing about it until I saw it, and
Right.
then I started investigating and looking for information, and comparing. Like in all honesty, you compare the real thing with the trailer that was released, and it's amazingly accurate. Even the deformation of the hoses when they are rolled in front of the tractor in the roller that they use, even the deformation on the hose is there.
Right.
It's outstanding. It's it's amazing, and I mean, I don't play it. I'm just going to get it because I want to see it. I need to see it. I need to see it myself. So
I think
it's
it's cool
awesome.
because I almost always like we were talking about how much we love mowing grass and things like that. I love mowing grass. I love creating silage, and then I almost always have cattle that I'm raising, and I always have this slurry, and I have like on Comsden, I'm using the built-in cow barn. I have it
Hmm.
full, and like I have nothing to do with this slurry right now. And when you try like as it exists in the game now to go like use slurry as a fertilizer on your field, you're taking like I don't care how big of like a tank you have. You're taking like a couple of trips minimum depending on the size of the field
Hmm.
back and forth. Like it's a
And if you use a double injection, it's even worse because
yeah, yeah, exactly. It just disappears twice as fast.
yeah, it's like,
Uh,
hey, where's the slurry?
yeah,
It's all there.
exactly. And now with this, I'll actually be able to utilize it in the game. So like, I'm super excited for this. And it helps too that the name is pretty hilarious in my opinion
Yeah,
that they've
yeah.
gone with
When
this.
I first heard it, I was like, wait, what?
We
What
have
is?
a not so family friendly name that I'll tell you after the stream that
Please,
that
yeah, please.
that Lars suggested originally. It was never going to be approved, of course. But yeah, it's funny to still kind of whenever we're working on things in the company, there's like video game development. There's always like working titles. So this like suggestion
No,
for a
but this
working
is
title
this
is
is
pretty funny.
amazing. When I first hear it, I was like, wait, are they allowed to? Oh, oh no, it's pumps and how? Oh, okay. No, I get it. 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 The first one was like, no, no, no. Wait, no. Yeah. Oh, but it was awesome. I think it's an amazing name, and I mean the quality again when you say 82 Studio as a modder, no, they are modders. I create some vehicles and some stuff. These what they did is, yeah, that's out of the that's another
They've been doing
another
it for a
level.
while though, so don't discredit yourself, David, and the work you've done. Like we've already talked about a lot of your mods that people love and how
No, but
people
I
have been.
I have to be honest with myself. I've always been honest with myself. When you say modders, everybody's in there, and I have to say no, no. I do my stuff. I do my tiny bitty things in there. That is going to be like game changer. It is amazing. I mean, knowing how to do stuff. I have no clue how they did it. Absolutely no clue how they achieved that. And
Yeah,
and that is
it's
just
cool.
amazing. It is
It
it is
is a cool
awesome.
moment. Well,
Yep.
I think you can take the title now, David, as like the official longest spotlight stream we've done yet. We need to wrap it
Oh, we
up. We're
do.
almost at an hour and a half. We've gone almost
Oh,
30
sorry. I'm
minutes. So,
sorry. I talk
no,
a
it's
lot.
great. I love it. I could have kept going if it wasn't for the fact that there's other things that I need to do. So,
Oh, you
we're
go
gonna
for it,
yeah,
man. Go for it.
we could talk about mods forever. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on. I think like there's a lot of things for people to be excited about, whether it's paid content or mods that people like you are making all the time. This game always has something for everyone to go and seek out and find to give them that next great experience that they love to see. So thanks again for being on the stream. Make sure you guys
Thanks
are
for
clicking
inviting
the
me, man.
link pinned message at the top of the YouTube chat. You can find David's channel there. I just put the link into Twitch chat. You can find him that way as well via Twitch. Definitely go drop a subscription on his channel so you stay up to date with his latest content. When do you usually stream so that people can be aware of like when they can catch you?
Um, I'm streaming only on YouTube, and I stream publicly Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
There you
So
go.
there is plenty of opportunities for everybody to actually catch up, and also trying to do my things with videos and shorts. It is not my thing. It kind of desperates me editing and rendering and everything. Kind of, I prefer just to jump into a stream and do the thing. But YouTube requires all the stuff these days. So I'm trying to adapt myself, and I'm trying to also do better and have a variety of content for the people. So yep,
Love it.
definitely go check it.
Yeah, check him out, guys. And again, David, it was awesome, buddy. Best of luck
My
with
pleasure,
all
man.
of your future streams and videos and mods and stuff. Looking forward to seeing more. And yeah, keep being awesome out there, everyone. We'll be back in a few weeks. I don't have an exact date for you now. Like I said, expect more variety of content coming very soon within September. But from now until the end of August, we're going to take a little bit of break and reset. Be looking out on social media and Discord and things like that for the latest announcements coming from Gamescom and all of that too. We'll see you next time, whenever it may be. Until then, yeah, keep being awesome, everyone. Bye.